Patrick Bateman, gone in the first 5 minutes. Mila Kunis, a serial killer. William Shatner, a professor. And somehow, this is called American Psycho 2. Let's talk about it. American Psycho is a 1991 novel by Bret Easton Ellis. It's a bleak, razor-sharp satire of capitalism, masculinity, and yuppie culture dressed up as a slasher novel. It tells the story of Patrick Bateman, a charming investment banker who may or may not be a serial killer. It quickly drew controversy. Critics would call it violent and depraved from the off, which, frankly, only helped sales. Despite being described by most as unfilmable, Hollywood didn't miss a trick and decided to give it a shot anyway. In 2000, American Psycho hit cinemas with Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman. The film would soften some of the book's more brutal edges, not because I lack the nerve, but because certain scenes just don't belong on the screen. And if you've ever read the book, you know what I'm talking about. It didn't blow up the box office, critics were still unsure what to make of it, and a lot of people just skipped it altogether. For those who did see it though, they found a smart, sharply made film. Word spread, home video helped, and pretty quickly after that it found its cult. In the book world, American Psycho was a one and done. There was no sequel. Mr. Ellis never wanted one, but Hollywood did. At around the same time a potential sequel was being talked about, a screenplay called The Girl Who Wouldn't Die was floating around. It wasn't connected to American Psycho, but someone somewhere decided it could be. So they rewrote a few pages, and just like that, American Psycho 2 was born. Yay! The link? Well, the new protagonist kills Patrick Bateman in the opening minutes and makes plans to become a killer themselves. Yep, that's the premise. Nope, I'm not kidding. It's about as tenuous a link as you can get. As the film starts, a young girl recounts the night she met Patrick Bateman, and when she does, she's not in a sleek Manhattan apartment or a reservation on a restaurant. No, he's in a random suburban home about to murder her babysitter. Before he can finish and take her out, the girl fatally stabs him, and just like that, poof, Patrick Bateman, gone in just a few minutes. No ambiguity, no fanfare, just a footnote in someone else's origin story. And it is an origin story, she calls it that herself, and she vows to find and eliminate all the serial killers roaming the streets. And before you start to wonder, this was before the first textbook had been released, and never mind the TV show. After the opening credits roll, we find out the young girl is now known as Rachel Newman, and she's looking an awful lot like a young Mila Kunis. She's now grown up in college and studying criminology. Her main aim is to get into the FBI to help her in a crusade to find and hunt serial killers. We know all this because she likes to narrate as she goes.
So I went back to something my dad always said. Nothing like a change of scenery to clear your head.
And again, this was before Dexter.
The code of Harry, my foster father, is satisfied.
To accomplish her mission, she must become a classroom assistant to Professor Stikeman, who looks a lot like William Shatner. This will then propel her to the job with the FBI that she so desperately wants. Or that's all she thinks at least. But there are obstacles in her way, classmate people-shaped obstacles. And to complicate matters even worse, one of those obstacles is having an affair with the Professor. And yes, you! Rachel sets about to getting her dream job the only way she knows how. Hard work, dedication, academic excellence. Wait, no, sorry, murder. She murders them all. American Psycho 2 plays out like a weird hybrid of campus comedy, procedural thriller and off-brand killer-themed movie from the 90s. Whichever it wants to be, and what we end up with is something that bears absolutely no resemblance to American Psycho. Sure, the body count ticks up, classmates, rivals, and anyone madly inconvenient. Rachel handles them all with calm precision. But there's no subtext, no critique, no doubt about what's real and what isn't. She kills people, that's the movie. Tonally, the film feels like a TV pilot. Everything almost feels implied. The murders all happen, but you don't actually see them on screen, you just know they're happening. The music's off, the editing's erratic, the dialogue sounds like it was written as they filmed it.
Hello, Dr. Daniels. It's great to see you. And this must be your mother.
The film runs under 90 minutes in total, and yet it still manages to feel like they padded it out. It's odd. Mila Kunis, when asked by MTV, said she didn't know it was going to be marketed as a sequel to American Psycho when she signed on. She thought she was just making a standalone thriller. Bret Easton Ellis, he wasn't impressed either. His only acknowledgements for the film seemed to be ensuring that nobody thinks he had anything to do with it. You can't blame him, really. The critiques were savage. Roger Ebert didn't even review it. Others were less polite. They didn't just dislike it, they dismantled it. I mean, even as a standalone movie, it struggled. Fans of the book were offended. Fans of the original film were confused. So, what does American Psycho 2 leave behind? Well, just a reminder that sometimes, when a film ends, just like a book, it should have stayed ended. American Psycho 2 didn't need to happen. It wasn't asked for, and it says it wasn't built to compare to its predecessor. It took a film that had become a cult favourite, slapped a 2 on the end, and thought it had license to print money. It didn't. Despite being an early role for Mila Kunis, it really didn't do her any damage, and she went on to become a star in her own right. William Shatner's star power was, well, who cares? He's William Shatner, he can do whatever he wants. And for all we know, Jeff Lindsay saw American Psycho 2 and thought, oh, there's an idea. Which would have been something at least. Anyway, if you like the video, drop a like and let me know. Subscribe as well if you want while you're there. Or don't, I'm not going anywhere. Leave a comment if you've got any idea about what the film was supposed to be about. Anyway, I've been Paul and this was Franchise Vlogged. Thanks for watching.